How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me at Douglas447. No caps, no spaces. I do a lot of streaming over there. So make sure you guys head over there, follow me so you guys don't miss out on those. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the movie from 2007, I Am Legend. This was a request from subscriber JD. So JD, if you're watching this, thank you for the request. If you guys have any requested films you guys want me to watch and review that I haven't done so here on the channel, let me know in the comments section of a film that you guys would like me to review, and I might do it. So let's talk about I Am Legend. And I had no problem watching this movie because of what's been going on with COVID-19. Movie theaters haven't been open. And so I've been watching a lot of things that I haven't watched in a long time on Blu-ray and, of course, on Disney+. So, of course, we're going to talk about positives and negatives, and I'll give you guys my final review score at the end. So, first of all, I want to say this is got to be one of the best Will Smith movies ever. This is when I honestly think around this time this movie came out and the movies that came before and shortly after this, this is, to me, the peak of when Will Smith was really good in his acting. He gives 110%. His performance sells the movie. This movie is one of the top 5 science fiction horror zombie classic films ever made. Own this movie. Rewatching it is so amazing. I've watched this movie 100 times. And I know for a fact there's a lot of people that have seen this movie 1,000 times. And every time I personally end up watching this, there's always something new that I am able to pick out. There's always something new for me to enjoy. I can still watch this movie, even though it's only an hour and 44 minutes long. I can still watch this movie and enjoy it from start to finish. Now, there are some things, nitpicks, like plot holes and things that makes no sense and doesn't get answered, and I wish was kind of like different with the movie. But overall, this movie is still amazing in my personal opinion. The special effects and the green screen and CGI stuff blends well, in my opinion, with what's actually there. I mean, when green screen, CGI and whatnot was first like coming out and whatnot, especially what was being used technology-wise for this film, it wasn't top notch. But what they did use, they did an amazing job. So kudos to that. In this film, you feel the loneliness, you feel the isolation with Will Smith's character. You want to. It pulls you in. You feel alone. You feel isolated. You feel like you actually could live in this universe. Not a lot of films are able to do that. A lot of films, they'll just create a universe. They'll have characters in it, but they don't do a really good job of sucking you in, making you feel like, you know what, this could actually happen. Having a cure for cancer and it actually turning into becoming the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, a lot of films aren't able to pull you in and make you think, you know what, I could actually live in this. This film makes it where you feel like, oh shit, if we actually found a cure for something that is really deadly, maybe the cure for this deadly thing could actually become worse. Personally, the first time I actually ended up watching this was in 2010, and the first time I watched it from start to finish, this film scared the living hell out of me, okay? Because it's a scary movie from start to finish. I mean, there are some down points and whatnot, but it is a true scare fest to watch, especially if you don't know what's coming. The first time you watch it, it's going to scare you. That will wear off the more times you watch it. It's just an amazing horror film to watch. And I encourage you, if you've never watched I Am Legend, whatever you do, don't watch this film alone. Okay? Don't watch it alone. Like I said earlier, it's really scary to think that the cure for cancer, for all cancer, could lead to a zombie apocalypse. It's kind of scary to think about it. Let's get to something that I know a lot of people have always wanted to know, is my opinion on the dog, Sam, in this movie. I love the dog. I think he's really adorable. And it doesn't matter how many times, when I just rewatched it yesterday before doing this review, I cried in this scene. I always cry when the dog ends up dying from the zombie virus. I mean, physically the dog dies. He gets transformed into a zombie dog. And the fact that Will Smith's character has to choke Sam to death, I still cry because, I mean, I could do that if I had to. If I didn't have a gun, I didn't have a knife, I didn't have any bullets or anything, I could do it because it's survival of the fittest. And it's still a very emotional thing, but it's impactful. And you're crying, and I would still cry if I actually had to do that to a dog that I own. I don't have dogs, I have cats. But if I had to do it for survival of the fittest, I would do it. And it's sad that, he has to do it in order to try to keep going with his mission of finding a cure for this cancer virus thingy. Um, it's just an emotional time. Every time I watch that scene, I always cry. But survival of the fittest. I loved Smith's house. The fact that it's constantly loaded with supplies, traps in and around it, the basement laboratory, and so much more. I really love it. And the action finale where all the zombies are piling into the house and whatnot. Really well done, really well executed. Smith's character is pretty much smart in protecting himself from zombies. Either he's using chemicals to cover his scent, making sure he doesn't go to his house, so the zombies don't follow him at certain times. He's constantly hiding in the dark while sleeping in the barricaded house. He only goes out in the light when the zombies aren't usually out. So that was really good. Also, I'm really happy that the zombies can die. I hate watching movies and shows where the zombies are like they got armor that makes them a bullet sponge, like in a RPG video game. The zombies in this, they can get killed with bullets, they can get killed with tanks, they can get killed by fire and sunlight. And I'm just like, even though they're smart, these zombies can die. For negatives, I really wish. Now, this is something I know a lot of people have constantly critiqued this movie about ever since it came out over a decade and a half ago almost. Is that a lot of people feel like the tone or like the film drags because it goes from like really high action, then it changes to a different scene, and it's really slow paced, and then it's high action, slow paced. I don't think that the movie itself, pacing wise, is bad. I get the feeling like, though, when I'm watching this movie, every time I have this problem, I feel like I'm watching two movies happening at the same time. That's a problem I have with another zombie thing called Fear the Walking Dead, the first half of season 4, is that there's constantly different events from different time zones happening at the same time, and it's kind of confusing to watch. In I Am Legend, you've got Will Smith's character trying to get his family out of New York before the bridges and the island gets shut down and the bridges explode. And then you've got 3 years later where Will Smith is still in New York at Ground Zero trying to find the cure. And those two storylines keep bouncing back and forth. Now, having two different storylines showing you past and present, that can work really well if done executed properly. In this film, it's not. I really wish the film would have either showed the zombie outbreak and that be the movie, instead of it being dreams or flashbacks like it is in the film. I wish the film would have either showed the zombie outbreak all at once, then it goes into 3 years later, halfway through the movie, to show the ruin and the rest of the adventure. Or it just needed to be showing you the zombie apocalypse and make that like 90 minutes. Or it needs to be just, give an explanation of what happened and then show the zombie apocalypse. Because honestly, the whole evacuating New York thing is like maybe 10 to 15 minutes tops of length in this film. And it doesn't really give you all that much information. It shows you how and why Will Smith has Sam. It shows you why his wife and daughter are dead and not in the 3 years later timeline. But that's about it. It really doesn't give all that much good backstory to Smith's character. how do zombies love if the zombie virus strips away all of your human aspects? Like, love is a part of being a human being. Love is not something that um, wild beasts and animals that just go around and kill stuff for the hell of it. They have no love, no soul. So the fact that the zombie virus wipes that away from you as a human being, why is it that there is an alpha male trying to get his mate out of the basement laboratory? That makes no logical sense. This film also has an overabundance of product placement. There's McDonald's, there's all the movies and shows and whatnot that were supposed to be shown off during Christmas time in New York. The character names are completely forgettable. Like, you've got Will Smith's character, but I honestly don't remember what his name of his character is in the movie. I remember Sam, because they say it so many times. And then you've got the other two human characters that show up at the very end, and I'm like, I don't remember. I mean, I watched it 24 hours ago, and I still don't remember their names. And they only say it once. It's like, who cares? Forgettable. Also, Smith's character going into the dark building full of zombies to rescue his dog is just stupid. No matter how much tension it puts into the film. Like, Smith even knows that he shouldn't be going into the building to save the dog. But he does it because that's what the script tells him to do, because we need a really intense dark zombie action scene moment. So dumb. Also, this film doesn't explain as to why Smith's character is immune to the airborne virus and from being bitten by a zombie virus. This film doesn't explain the immunity for Smith or any other human being that's still alive. The immunity thing, it's just, you're immune. You're immune. Oh, I'm immune. Yay! Zero explanation. Stupid. Also, taking revenge out on the zombies at nighttime for Sam's passing, that was a really stupid idea, but we need an action scene. And lastly, the ending kind of feels abrupt, and it really wants you to, like, I guess read the comics or a book or something, or hope they'll do a sequel, because the ending just comes out of left wing. Like, it just ends. Like, you get to the colony, and the hot chick hands the military dude the cure blood thingy, and you're like, are we going to see human civilization come back? Are we going to see them actually make a cure or a vaccine or something to this virus? No, it's just like, hey, military, here's the cure. Movie ends. Like, we don't get an answer as to what happens now that the human race has the cure to the zombie virus. Show us what happens. How does civilization come back to full capacity? How long does it take? What's the steps? I guess they want us to watch The Last Ship, because that show actually shows you how it's done. But this movie is an hour and 44 minutes long, and I guess they don't want to make it longer, which is stupid, to show you guys and, you know, to show the audience what happens. What happens when you have the cure? Or does everyone just stay in that colony and live out their lives? There's no big, epic conclusion. There's no story arc finale. It's just Will Smith's character gives his life for the human race to finally have the cure 3 years later, and that's the movie. Okay. Okay, if that's your movie. But still, with those little nitpicks, guys, I still find this film to be enjoyable. I know it feels like I'm nitpicking, but I have to point out the obvious stuff, and that's just what I do on my channel. So, still, with all those negatives, there are still positives. Still watch the movie. It's still a really good classic zombies horror film to watch, and one of the best top 5 Will Smith movies, in my opinion, ever made. So, with that, guys, I'm giving I Am Legend, starring Will Smith from 2007, an 8.5. You guys are more than welcome to agree or disagree with me in the comments section. Let me know what you guys thought of it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.